I look back and it's sad because we got to a point towards the end that we were just looking forward for it to be over. And that's not how you want to end a season. That's not a feeling that you want to have.
Lexie Hull is ready to expose the real story behind the Fever's roller coaster 2024 season. With all the pressure and expectations, she says the team's resilience kept them together. But that's just scratching the surface, because in her latest interview with Locked On Women's Sports, Hull reveals what truly went on behind closed doors during the Fever's magical turnaround alongside Caitlin Clark.
Delighted to have ACC legend Lexie Hull. Is that what we have to do now? Oh my God.
Ew, I don't like the sound of that.
I know, me either.
What sparked the Fever's early collapse? And how did they manage to flip the script into title contention? How much of a role did Christy Sides play? And what are Hull's true thoughts on new coach Stephanie White? Get ready for the inside scoop on Indy's wild ride. Let's dive in.
I was in college, I didn't even know if I wanted to play professional basketball because I didn't know if it was a real career path for me.
Picture this Lexie Hull, a former national champion and the 6th overall pick in the 2022 WNBA draft, stuck on the bench watching, waiting. It wasn't the start to the 2024 season she imagined, yet there she was on the sidelines while Katie Lou Samuelson and Christy Wallace took the floor instead.
When you're talking to Christy Sides early on, where you're being told, I am going to get more of this playing time, more of this opportunity, and does that help feed your confidence as well?
Hull's WNBA journey hadn't been easy. Her shooting never quite matched her college days across her first 2 seasons. She struggled from deep, hitting just 11% to 22% of her threes, a steep drop from the sharp shooting she showcased at Stanford.
I think, definitely early on in my career when our team, my first year, winning 5 games in a season, and then you're not performing great, it's like, where do I belong? This league is tough. What am I doing wrong? And so there's doubts for sure.
The pressure was heavy, but Hull pushed herself in every practice and every game to prove she belonged. It was no longer just about living up to being the 6th overall pick. She wanted to show she could compete at the highest level in the best women's basketball league in the world.
Your ability to shoot was something that we've talked about on previous programs. It's something that you never questioned. It was something that Lynn Dunn was certain of when she drafted you. It was something that, if I will be frank, people around the league were hoping for. This idea that, this is something you'd always done well in college. It was difficult to find a rhythm. It was difficult to find playing time, which makes a difference as far as a rhythm goes.
But everything shifted on May 25th against Las Vegas, when Hull caught fire and drilled 4 3-pointers early in that moment. She finally started to feel comfortable on the court.
You just put up shooting 47.1% from 3.
As the season progressed, Hull kept improving. In games where she logged over 30 minutes, she knocked down an incredible 66.7% of her threes. Getting more chances to play and seeing my shots fall really boosted my confidence, Hull said.
When you played more than 30 minutes per game this season, do you know what you shot from 3? You shot 66.7% from 3. When you went out there, there's no such thing as tired legs in that scenario. You are sinking 2 and 3. No one does that. No one does. I mean, it's just incredible.
The biggest shift came in Hull's mindset. She let go of self-doubt and began embracing her journey. I'm just grateful for how the sport is growing, she said, reflecting on her situation with a more positive outlook.
I mean, it's incredibly satisfying. Looking back on a season, the things that you take are those percentages. Those are the things that, you're working to improve year after year. And so just, really, really proud of myself for sticking with it and believing in myself and continuing to work. And then being able to finish the season with a percentage that I'm proud of.
Hull's comeback was impressive, but it was only the start. The Fever season was about to get even more intense, and Hull was ready to play a major role. Just as she found her rhythm, the entire Indiana squad faced a challenge that could have derailed everything 11 games in 20 days. Sounds impossible, right? For the 2024 Fever, it was just the start of their uphill battle.
Our season was not always fun, and I think that you learn a lot from that, and so being able to kind of talk about those experiences and share how we can be better and just stick it out. It's okay. Like, yes, losing games sucks. No one wants to lose games.
The WNBA hadn't seen a schedule this brutal since 2003. Now picture a young team, still trying to find its identity, thrown into that gauntlet. The Fever weren't just playing games, they were battling the league's elite night after night, with hardly a moment to catch their breath.
Obviously, even if we didn't have a brutal schedule at the start, the expectations are still there and it might not go how you want it to go. And that's just part of those growing pains. And then you add in trying to build chemistry, and then you're adding in a very difficult schedule.
As the losses mounted, so did the pressure. The Fever stumbled out of the gate with a rough 2-win start, a tough look for a team that had just secured the #1 draft pick. Expectations were sky high, but instead of riding the hype, they spiraled downward. Still working to find her footing after beginning the season on the bench, Lexie Hull felt that weight too, and in her own words, she described the team's mindset.
All of these pressures and expectations, again, it's like, are we good enough? Are we going to be good enough?
Behind closed doors, the team's morale was hanging by a thread. Coach Christy Sides faced the tough task of keeping her players focused and motivated as the losses piled up. But how do you build chemistry when you're constantly on the road, battling one tough opponent after another? With little practice time, there was barely a chance to address weaknesses or build new strategies. It felt like the Fever were stuck in a perfect storm of brutal scheduling and elite competition.
Ran the numbers at the Knicks. No one had gone through what you went through since the 2003 WNBA season. Was it hard in those early days to kind of keep your equilibrium between the attention and the amount of difficulty in the schedule itself?
Just how close did they come to falling apart? The breaking point was right there. Lesser teams might have cracked under the pressure, blaming each other, splitting into cliques, but in those darkest moments, something remarkable happened. Hull revealed their secret weapon: resilience. "We as a group were really resilient and stuck together," she said. Instead of turning on each other, they leaned on one another for support, digging deep and grinding through practices whenever they could squeeze them in.
I think we as a group were really resilient and stuck together and believed that this process was going to play out and that we were going to get better. We're going to be a team that can compete against every team in the league. And we did that by the end of the season. So I think I'm proud looking back that we didn't just give in and say, it's not this year. Like, we'll start over next year.
It wasn't just about sharpening their skills. It was about building a bond strong enough to withstand the toughest challenges the WNBA could throw their way.
Dug deep, we practiced hard, and eventually when we had time to practice in the start, we didn't really have time to practice as a team. We got closer, we got better, and I think you saw that, how we played on the court. It just continued to get better and better throughout the year.
But even as they pushed through the storm, the Fever knew resilience alone wouldn't be enough to change their season. They needed a spark, a catalyst to turn potential into real results. Little did they know, that spark was about to arrive in spectacular fashion. Enter Caitlin Clark. The rookie sensation unleashed a wave of excitement. Reporters packed practices, fans scrambled for tickets, and suddenly all eyes were on Indianapolis. But one big question loomed: how would this rising star fit into a team still trying to find its way?
I remember the draft party in Cambridge, which was the first time we had that many people in Cambridge for not really any performance. The stands were filled, people had their jerseys, people had their gear on, and it was like it was just a hint of what the season was going to be like.
For Lexie Hull and her teammates, Caitlin Clark's arrival brought a whole new level of attention. With their star rookie in the spotlight, the pressure to win and live up to the hype grew even heavier. But as Clark settled in, she elevated everyone's game. "It's awesome to see everyone grow," Hull said, marveling at how Clark created new opportunities on the court. Still, Hull had to adjust to Clark's unique style. Her vision and passing were unlike anything she'd ever seen. "It took me a while to realize she could pass to me from the other end of the court," Hull admitted.
I definitely got passes and tried to finish when I wasn't expecting to get the ball. So now it's okay, every cut I have, every cut I make, every fast break I run, I have a real opportunity to get the ball, which definitely took me a second, and I think it really just took one of those to really get my head around oh, she's all the way down at the other end of the floor. and she could still make the pass to me down at the block at this end. So, I mean, it's been awesome.
As Hull adjusted, her confidence soared suddenly. Every movement on the court felt like it could lead to something big. The game seemed different, more open.
So fun to be able to know that you're not just cutting to cut, knowing that you're cutting with the possibility of like actually making a really cool play. So that makes it that much more worthwhile.
But with this new opportunity came a challenge. With defenders swarming Clark, Hull was left open more often, and now she had to ask herself, could she take full advantage of those chances? How would she handle this newfound freedom on the court?
I think it's really fun because they garner so much attention, obviously, from the other team's defense. So then it allows the other players, me included, to make cuts, make reads, and they're really good at finding, those openings and giving the ball up when it's needed and finding the better shot. So it's really fun, and I feel really lucky to get to play with them.
Picture this, a player knocking down 7% of her shots when playing over 30 minutes. Sounds unreal, right? Yet for Lexie Hull, those video game-like numbers became reality. She went from a bench player to one of the league's deadliest shooters. Her three-point percentage skyrocketed to 47%, well above the WNBA average of 35%, and in extended minutes, she buried an incredible 2 out of every 3 shots, leaving defenders absolutely stunned.
I think, kind of how you mentioned earlier, just finding the rhythm, finding the confidence in game. Shooting 25 shots in a row in practice is different than getting your 4 looks in a game and not being able to knock them down and having the confidence to continue shooting them. So I think just getting the opportunity in that second half of the season and seeing them go in and then continuing to get those open looks really just fed that confidence, and I think that hot streak towards the end.
You'd think Hull reinvented her shooting form or lived in the gym, but that wasn't the case. The real transformation happened in her mindset. She focused on staying confident and composed, embracing the pressure instead of breaking under it. "I'm going to hold myself to that standard," Hull said, making it clear she's hungry to keep improving. But shooting at such a high level comes with its own one-off night, and people start questioning if she's lost her touch.
Shot 60% from 3 during those 11 starts during the regular season.
Hull prepares by staying consistent in practice and sharpening her mental game, focusing on staying calm when it matters most. Her improved shooting isn't just about individual skill, it's also about how she fits within the team with other players drawing defenders. Hull is finding better looks and making them count.
We have some incredible playmakers on our team and incredible people that can get you the ball when you're open and create advantages. And so me being one of those people that I'm spacing the floor and I need to knock down those shots. So not only, holding myself accountable to do that as my role and hit those open looks, but also being able to stand up for my teammates and say, thank you. You're doing the work, you're doing the hard work, and I'll be here and I'll knock it down when I need to.
Hull's shooting has become a vital weapon for the Fever, but one hot hand doesn't always guarantee wins. With a new coach taking over, the question is, how will her shooting fit into the team's bigger plans, and what does she think of Coach Stephanie White's vision? The Fever's journey took an exciting turn with White's arrival. A respected name in indie basketball circles, her return feels like a homecoming one that could reshape the Fever's future.
Immediate reaction to her is she's a winner, and she will pull what's best out of everybody, and just very excited about the opportunity to learn from her. And obviously she's went to Purdue, played with the Fever, coached with the Fever. So she's a legend in Indianapolis. So excited to have her back and excited to just be able to completely dive in with her.
White, a WNBA champion and Fever legend, is now tasked with leading Indiana back to glory. Her ties to the franchise run deep. She once played for the Fever, coached alongside them, and now returns as head coach. But she's not here to relive old memories. White has a clear vision: turn potential into championships. The Fever already have talent. The real challenge is transforming a good team into a great one.
Everyone's going to be really bought in, and just excited to see, how she tweaks things and her vision of how we can be better, and individually how we can be better to collectively be the best we could be. So just really excited, and I know that she's excited to be there and excited to change what we can do.
Coming off a breakout shooting season, Lexie Hull is already feeling Stephanie White's impact. She's mentioned specific ways I can be more dynamic, Hull shared. White wants her to expand her game and become a threat from every spot on the floor.
She's mentioned specific ways I can be more dynamic. So, finishing at all three levels, being able to use my size and post up and have more of a mid-range game to just make me harder to guard.
White's coaching style is already shaking things up, pushing players to use their size more effectively and become tougher to guard. It's a fresh approach for Indiana, and the team is buzzing with energy. The big question now, will her championship experience spark quick success, or will this young, talented roster need time to adjust?
You make all 5 players on the court hard to guard, it's going to make us really good. But also she's, going to be focused on that defensive side, so bringing as much as I can on that end as well. So I think she just is expecting a lot from everybody, and as every coach should, I'm excited about that.
Hull sounded confident about White's impact. She's a winner, and she'll bring out the best in everybody, she said. White brings a championship mindset that might be exactly what the Fever need to take the next step. As this new chapter begins, it's clear the goal goes beyond just winning games. They want to reignite the bond between the team and the city, while inspiring future players who dream of wearing a Fever jersey.
Our ceilings is a championship, and hopefully we can reach that.
While Stephanie White's arrival has fans buzzing, the Fever's path to success won't be simple. There's a hidden challenge that could derail their championship dreams. Picture it. The Fever reach the playoffs. The crowd's electric, energy is sky high, then the pressure sets in. It's do or die, and that's where they've stumbled before. Lexie Hull was honest about it. We can do better than that. We can go further. Tough words, but they show just how hungry this team is. They're not satisfied with just making the playoffs, they want it all. So, what's the missing piece? Hull puts it plainly. Experience. You can't buy it or practice it, you have to live through it. Feel the pain of losing and the joy of winning big games.
I'm excited for all of us to be there and get to play together and hopefully bring home some hardware.
The Fever are grinding with one goal in mind, a championship run. They're studying past winners, sharpening what needs improvement, and building the mental toughness to handle playoff pressure. Hull and her teammates are fully bought in. I think we can win a championship, and I hope we do, she said, sounding like she truly believes it. But here's the big question, what's the final piece? Maybe it's a player stepping up in the clutch. Maybe it's a bold game plan that catches everyone off guard. Or maybe it's simply time for this young team to grow into champions. As the Fever prepare for 2025, there's a new energy in the air, and this just might be the year they finally break through.
Just so excited for the growth and so excited for what these kids in middle school and even high school, what the opportunities will be like once they graduate college. And so it's just great that they get to see us so that they can be us 5-10 years from now.
Lexie Hull's message to young girls is simple yet powerful. It's possible for you. Her words carry weight, shaped by the highs and lows she's faced both on and off the court. The Fever's journey proves what can happen when you keep pushing, even when the road gets tough. From a team once struggling to make an impact to now standing as true contenders, the Fever are chasing more than just a championship, they're inspiring the next generation. Young athletes see themselves in Hull, Clark, and every member of this determined squad. With Indiana leading the charge, the future of women's basketball has never looked brighter, filled with excitement and possibility. Are you excited? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a moment. Click the video on your screen. We'll see you in the next one.